Hello students, it's your professor Dr. Mink, and this is a short video demonstration that may help some of you with the first project and getting into chapter 2. So I have a C++ project set up here, the basic framework, and I'm going to go through some of the startup statements. Pound include IOStream. Now remember, anything following the 2 forward slashes is a comment, it's ignored. So, and it's what we call documentation. So this pound include IOStream. IOStream is a library. Pound include links our program to the IOStream library so we could use code that's predefined. And IOStream stands for input-output streams. And it basically, at this point in the game, allows us to use cin and cout. Using namespace standard specifies the standard namespace. For now, without overwhelming you with complicated concepts, I'm going to ask you to just put this in there, and we'll get to it later. Here's our main function. It returns an integer. That integer is 0. In other words, when this function ends, it will return 0 to the operating system. And the scope of main is within the braces. So here's the beginning of the scope, here's the end of the scope. So let's start by declaring a couple variables. Now remember, anything after this, two forward slashes is a quote. Is a comment. So we're going to we'll just declare a couple integer variables, and I'm just going to call them var1 and var2. Now at this point in time, we've allocated space in our system to hold values, to hold integer values. We say that these have been declared, but not yet initialized. Okay. Then we'll prompt the user to enter 2 integers, cout, along with the insertion operator, 2 less than signs next to each other, allows us to send output to the monitor. So I'm going to prompt the user, and anything within double quotes is a string, and I'll end that line of code with a semicolon. And then cin with the extraction operator the other way allows us to extract keyboard input and store it in a variable. So we're going to extract the first integer entered, store it in var1, extract the second, store it in var2. And at this point in time, we say that, we initialize the 2 variables, which means they now have a value in them. So we could use them. We could use them in an output statement. Notice blank lines don't really mean very much, and you can put blank lines in between lines of code if it helps you with formatting. Now, let's generate an output statement. var1. Because it has a value, I can send it to the output stream. I'm going to then send or insert some text. I'm going to just put a statement here. And then I'm going to put the value of var2, another insertion operator, and then a and then I'm going to put an expression, var1 plus var2, and then I'm going to insert endl, E-N-D-L, an end line. Now what I'm about to show you is new. I'm going to come over here to this gray part. I'm going to left click, and I'm going to put a breakpoint. You could also come over here and right click and breakpoint. Whoops, I never get it right that way. Breakpoint, insert breakpoint. I could also insert a breakpoint here. So I'm going to place 2 breakpoints in my program. I'm going to come up here and save it. Then I'm going to go up to local Windows debugger, and I'm going to run this program. Let's see what happens. So here we are. We're actually at a breakpoint. We paused at line 10. Now I want you to see what happens when a breakpoint is activated. Come down here, and you could see our local variables, var1 and var2, and they've got garbage in them. They haven't been initialized yet. I actually wish this were question marks or something less numeric, but that's just the way it is. So now we're going to prompt the user to enter 2 variables, and we'll enter them, and watch what happens to var2 when we get to the next breakpoint. Enter 2 integers, 3 and 7. Now, I'm going to move this output screen. We're at the next breakpoint. var1 now holds 3, var2 now holds 7. So I could use them in this output statement. So I'll continue past that breakpoint. And where's our output screen? 3 plus 7 equals 10. There are lots of really good hints in this program, so I'd like you to pay close attention to it and ask me any questions you need answered. Okay? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.